divorce court today. Kalia had a rough start in life, left at a bus stop and then adopted by a family who had to research her true age. She was young when she married Dennis and is afraid their life together is beginning to fall apart. Kalia Spain and Dennis Spain have brought their dispute for Judge Lynn Toler to resolve. Testimony in divorce court starts now.
Mrs. Spain, you say that you are 19 years old on paper, but technically you're really 23. You have to explain that to me.
Well, see, on paper, I'm 19, but in real life, I'm 23. My mother, who was a crack addict, burned all of my documents in a house fire. And so then I wasn't able to do anything or go anywhere. And it took several years for my adoptive mother to go to the Vital Records office and find out how old I really am. And truly, I'm older than what it may be. I'm not 19, I'm 23 years old. Mm-hmm. And
have you ever resolved that? I mean, you can reconcile all that to, so all of your documents.
I never knew how.
Yeah. There's a way to do it. I mean, we could get you started, but there is a way to do that. Mr. Spain, there's no confusion about your age. You're 49.
Yes, sir.
All righty. And the two of you have been married for how long?
Since March 23rd, 2011.
Okay. And you don't want to be married anymore? Mrs. Spain, why don't you tell me? You look like a bit of an unlikely couple. Can I just say that? 23, 19, whatever you may be, 49. Explain to me the genesis of your union. How did you two get together?
Well, see, in North Sacramento, I met him in the same building I was in because I was currently dating somebody in that same building, and we were having issues, so I would go downstairs and talk to him and try and reconcile stuff. And I didn't know my father, so he was like a father figure to me at first. And so I was always crying and running downstairs and all of this, and next thing you know, I just started dating him. And in the beginning of our relationship, it was great, but when we moved out from North Sacramento about 5-6 months ago, everything went from great to worse.
Mr. Spain, do you basically agree with that assessment of the course of your relationship?
Yeah, I do, but the reason why I don't want to have that much fun anymore is because we have a child, and he's real time-consuming.
Yeah, how old is your child?
He's getting ready to be 13 months. 13
months old, and you got another one on the way?
Yes, I'm 6.5 months pregnant.
You're 6.5 months pregnant. Do you think there's any validity in his statement? The reason we don't have as much fun anymore is we have a 13-month-old that we're caring for.
No, it's a kid. We should go out as a family and do stuff as a family together, as one, in a union. That's what a family does.
Right.
So I'm not understanding why he would always want to sit on his butt when we could take our child to the park and go down and slide with him and all this other stuff, because where we came from in that same building, we would take 10, 12 kids out to the river, just me and him, out to the river, with all of the parents' permission. So I'm not understanding what's going on with this.
Mr. Spain, she says you had a fun side even with children, and you've chosen to be less than fun. Do you see what her point there?
Yeah, I do, but...
Are you working?
Yeah.
Do you work?
I'm a stay-at-home mom right now because currently I'm pregnant, but I used to do daycare with my mom, and I did that for almost 17 years with her.
Okay. You say that once you got married and moved, your husband abandoned his familial duties in order to hang out with his friends. Is that true?
Oh, yes, it's true. I was in the bathroom, and we got windows everywhere, and it'd be hot, so we opened up all of the windows so the air could circulate throughout the house. And all I hear was, Dennis, and I know it's his homeboy, he's calling his name and stuff, and he was in the process of changing our son's diaper. And heard them calling him, so he just got up and just disappeared. And I come out the bathroom, I got a half diaper hanging off my son's butt.
Did you leave mid-diaper change in order to go hang with your friends?
It wasn't. It was on there when I went out the door. It was on there, but he must have unpeeled it when we walked out. But I told her I'd be right back.
Were you right back?
Yeah, like 20 minutes later.
Did you make sure she was out of the bathroom before you left? You can't leave those people alone at all at that age.
No.
Exactly.
I thought she was getting out, but she wasn't. She was still in there when I got back.
I can't do that, you know.
No.
You have to have an actual visual transfer from one to another. You can't just assume, oh, she'll be out in this little person. You know, it can cause a war before all that goes on. They're very busy people.
Yes, ma'am.
You say your wife nags you too much.
Yeah, because if I don't get up in the morning with the baby, she'll nag at me. Even though the day before I did it, I was up with him the day before, and she wants me to do it the next day too sometimes. I'm like, I can't do it every day.
Well, let me ask you this, Mrs. Spain. He's out working every day. Don't you think you should get up with the baby?
He works at home. In-home care support. You clean up. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning being 6.5 months pregnant with a baby. You get mad at me, you still sleep. What is it? Am I making too much noise or something? It's a baby. What do you expect? He's gonna be loud. So I'm not understanding this. I'm not understanding it at all.
Yeah, I don't understand that either because I do it just as much as she does every day. Sometimes even more. Sometimes there's days where she don't want to do nothing, where I got to get this, get the water, get this, get the baby, do this, take it, put it in the bath. Sometimes I'm just really tired and I don't have time to do it.
I'm still trying to figure you people out. I keep, you know what I mean? And it's not just a disparity or the difference in color or age or size or anything like that, but you're out there, wow, pow, you know, bang, bang, boom. And you're kind of like,
just laid back
and I'm trying to figure out how this ever really worked because it doesn't compute for me. Why don't I ask you the question I asked her? When you two first got together, what was it that attracted you to her? Other than she's pretty, which we can all see.
It was actually her personality. And the way she would carry herself, and it was just the way she talked. Everything about her I liked about her.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know how else to explain it because we had the same
Did you have any
personality.
concerns about marrying someone so much younger than you?
Yeah, I did.
What were some of your concerns?
She would probably still want to go out and party and have younger friends than I do.
Did you discuss that with her?
Yeah.
And what was the outcome of the conversation?
That we wanted similar things. She wanted to settle down, and I wanted to settle down and spend time with her family, do a family thing instead of being out there doing other stuff.
All righty, okay.
Next, is help from Dennis's family actually causing conflict in this marriage? Are your in-laws all up in your business and destroying your marriage? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt. Couples in crisis, real resolution. Divorce Court continues.
Now, Mr. Spain, is this your first? This is not your first marriage. Let me put that. You've been married before.
Yes.
And you've got a daughter that's older than she.
Yes, I do.
Okay. She says that your entire family doesn't like her and that you don't defend her.
I do defend her.
Does your family not like her? Let's start there.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. They just have a problem with each other. I get stuck in the middle. Family, wife. Which side do I go to?
Yeah.
I can't go to either side.
That's an age-old question.
Yeah,
you know, you got to kind of have to. At 49, you should have that one worked out by now. But anyway, Mr. Spain, you say your wife spends too much time on social media. Why don't you explain that to me?
First thing in the morning, she gets up, tablet's in the hand. Click, click, click all day long. Lunchtime, same thing. Taking care of the baby, got the baby in his hand, tablet in his hand. If it's not there, it's on a charger.
What's she doing on there?
Video site she's on. I don't know what it is. Like sometimes say you're talking to your friends, but I don't know because when I walk by, you turn this way.
Ms. Spain, do you spend a lot of time With
spend a lot of
electronic
time
devices?
With the electronic device, but I'm never always playing games because I don't like sitting on my butt. So I'll be looking for jobs for after I have this baby. Little do he know.
So that's what you're doing, is looking for jobs?
Yes, and I do not turn around. I'm pregnant. I have to adjust myself to get comfortable every now and again. I'm not turning away from you. I show you what I'm doing. I show him what I'm doing, and I have witnesses for that. I show him what I'm doing on social media. Looking for jobs. That's it.
That's it? That's all?
That's all. And talking to my mama because she still lives in Sacramento.
And you talk to your mom on there. Do you guys argue a lot?
Sometimes, but it's more like nagging because I don't.
Yeah, because you don't say much, do you?
If I don't get the dishes done.
You just kind of let it happen to you, right?
If I don't get the dishes done, or if I don't change the baby on the right time, or if I don't put him in the bath at 7:45, that's a problem. Sometimes you don't have time to do that. Sometimes you just got home and you just want to sit down and relax, but you have to be in the shower, in the bathtub at 7:45.
Mrs. Spain, you seem angry.
Yes, I'm angry.
What are you angry about?
You have to have compromisation in a relationship. I'm trying to get my son ready for when he has to go to school. And he already knows to go to bed at 8 o'clock, so I'm asking you because it's hard for me to get down on the floor and give him the bath in the bathtub because he moves a lot. He does a lot of moving and stuff, and he's been kicking me in my stomach and stuff lately, so I've been asking him as the father to do it, but it's always a problem. He always think I'm nagging him. I'm not nagging him. I'm just asking you to do your fatherly duties.
And I do them. But
Well, what isn't he do? I mean, does he never do it? He just doesn't do it quickly enough for you? He doesn't do it well enough? What exactly is the issue?
I sometimes have to do hard labor.
Like?
Pick up heavy objects. We got a cluttered house. We have a 1-year-old. He's in the process of starting to walk. He crawls around everywhere and he gets into everything. So I'm making sure my son is safe instead of sorry. Because I don't want nothing to happen to my child just because you don't want to be a father and do it.
When divorce court continues, can Kalia explain why she wants this marriage to work?
Do you think the age difference between Kalia and Dennis is a problem in their marriage? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and join the conversation on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court continues.
Here's the thing. I think she does nag you all the time, and I think that she thinks you need to do more. But I kind of think you don't want to do anything because I'm pregnant. I mean, you don't work outside the home, correct?
Correct.
I mean, what are you doing all day?
Cleaning up, cooking for the child, cleaning up the house 24/7, making sure he can't pick up nothing and put it on the floor because it's all carpet, making sure he can't pick up nothing to swallow and chew.
Do you know I've had a couple of kids myself?
Yeah.
And I know how much time it takes and how much attention it takes. And you know, it's a lot of work, no doubt about it. 24/7, 365. But it's not like you're saying that like you can't do anything because you gotta, it's not like that. I mean, it just isn't. Right?
Right, but it's like, when you have to ask him, he goes to, this is what the main problem is. I have to call him 8 to 10 times for him to show up. His homies.
Where will he be?
In the next room. I'll be in the living room. In the next room, like our bedroom, which is right in the living room. All you have to do is
Why can't you get up and get him? Why do you have to call him?
Because sometimes I be feeding the baby and sometimes I be doing all this other stuff and it's just getting irritating that I'm literally cleaning up the house too, 24/7, and that's what's irritating. He lives there.
I don't know what is wrong with you. You're living in a house that you don't pay for. Your husband's got a job. You don't work. You don't go to school. You got a 13-month-old baby. I've had a couple of those people, and I've been pregnant with a baby, and I know what it's like. And it's like I didn't text my husband from the next room. That's ridiculous. We didn't even iPhone back then. We had to walk all the way to the wall. I don't even know what you're talking about. We had to get your envelopes, everything, old school, get a stamp out, all of it. It was labor intensive. You guys just clicking a button and wondering why, something just didn't pop up in the thing all of a sudden. Holy cow. I'm mad now.
Judge Lynn Toler's ruling next. Divorce Court. Judge Lynn Toler's ruling right now.
Mrs. Spain, in your petition, you said one of the most definitive things anybody's ever said to me. And you say, and I quote, "Nothing about this marriage benefits me anymore." And you want $300 for the replacement of cost of your wedding ring that you say he pawned. When you say nothing benefits you in this marriage, what used to benefit you that no longer does?
He used to always be there, literally be there for me, because I be getting jumped on by his family member for the longest. I be getting jumped on and jumped on. He used to always be right there. But now it's a problem. He doesn't want to help. He doesn't want to even come talk to me as my husband. He doesn't even want to come talk to me. And that's hurtful because your family members are jumping on me and jumping on my back, and I got to deal with it.
Jumping on you about what?
Okay, he had this friend and she had this friend. And she was living with the other family member at the time, and she was getting called all kind of names and stuff. I'm there to stop them names, foul names, all of those names. And then next thing you know, when she get mad at me, she's jumping on my back, calling me all the names I defended her for somebody else calling her. And I'm supposed to be a family member.
I get it. Mr. Spain, does anything benefit you at all in this marriage?
Yeah. Having a family.
Right.
I don't want to lose a family. I've been through there before and lost it, and now that I have one again, I don't want to lose a family.
Ms. Spain, you say he pawned your wedding ring without your permission. Explain that to me, and you want to be reimbursed for that. Explain that to me.
We only had him for less than a month, and next thing you know, I was always wearing it, flashing it, and saying, "Oh, look at what my husband bought me," and all this, happy and excited. But next thing you know, when I look in the specific spot, which is in the top drawer, my drawer where I put all my feminine objects and everything else, that's where it was. I went one day, opened up that drawer, and it was gone.
Now, were you living in his family member's house at the time, or were you still elsewhere?
No, family members.
Family member's house. Mr. Spain, do you have any idea where that went?
I had to pawn them because I had to pay a bill.
You had to pawn it? What bill did you pay?
It was a phone bill, an outstanding phone bill that I had.
You pawned it to pay the phone bill. Did you ask her?
No, I should have. But I just went in there and grabbed it and went and sold them. They didn't even pawn them. Actually, I sold them to the...
You sold them?
Yeah. So I couldn't even get them back. That's the bad part about it.
See?
Let me tell you something,
See?
Mrs. Spain.
See?
You know, I know you're leaving him. He's a good guy. He's a got a little dish rag going on over there. You know, he doesn't seem like, but he's a good guy. And he treats you well. You're in somebody else's house. You want too much for putting in too little. And you wondering why this man who's working and got you in with the relative can't do more for the baby because you're so busy, I don't know, lugging around this big belly. You talking like nobody ever been pregnant before. Like it's like, man, you don't know what it's like. Been there, done that. You know what I mean? With kids in the house and everything. So you need to get a clue and get a grip and get some focus on the bigger picture. Pep it up a little bit. Get some coffee, something. Just turn it up and get click, something. Keep your wife happy, all this kind of stuff. But if you want to leave, you could leave. But you're not leaving with that $300 that he spent on a phone bill some 3-4 years ago. That's ridiculous. There's the doctrine of latches, which does not allow you to leave a whole bunch of years in between the wrong that was done and the money that you're asking for. Therefore, there will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
Kalia and Dennis agree with the judge. Kalia understands that she gets a lot of support from Dennis and will try to make their marriage work. Post a comment or submit your case at divorcecourt.com or call toll-free 1-877-311-2222. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Divorce Court.